The start, the second lap is going for us, and the Netherlands is still trying to get that car into pit lane.
I don't know what happened to Brazil, but they're way down at the back. They started in 10th place for this one, but Brazil right down at the back now in 16th position. You can see that queue. Now let's see at the start again, John. Let's look at the replay.
Yes, pretty much good start. You can see the Portuguese car and the Swiss car. There we have the Netherlands stuck. So Ireland found themselves being overtaken by Portugal, who started on the left of track and made it all the way across to the right to take second place initially. Ireland trying to get back up the inside, get alongside, but Portugal able to consolidate as they run out of turn 2 and all the way down into turn 3.
Yeah, and I think actually what happened to Brazil, I saw it on the replay, he was behind Netherlands on the grid, so of course he
nowhere
had
to go.
Nowhere to go, so he did well to avoid the back of the Dutch car, but that's why now Brazil's right at the back of the field. Filipe Guimarães with plenty to do. I wonder how much is it down to the fact that the track is a little bit dusty, John? Maybe one side of the track a bit cleaner than the other?
There's always that possibility. Certainly the left-hand side of the track is the cleaner part of the racetrack. That's where the drivers run at the natural approach into turn 1. We saw when Ireland won the sprint race, he pulled over to the right. Clouds of dust were kicked up as he went down close to the pit wall.
Yeah, so Adam Carroll on the dirtier side, probably not just getting the traction off the line, and therefore he lost the chance not only to challenge for the lead, but also lost that second position. So you're now riding with Adam as he sits in 3rd place. But remember, this is a long race with 2 pit stops as well. Safety car leading them around, and the Dutch car is fired up and running, and he's sent back out on circuit. What a disappointment for the crew.
But look, he's already a lap down, and he's almost a second lap down as the cars come up led by the safety car. Interestingly, Ireland, Monaco and Switzerland all used power boost at the start into turn 1, and interestingly enough, Great Britain and Portugal opted not to, and they were the two that came out as first and second.
Well, that is really disappointing for the Dutch after that strong second place earlier. Diana is talking to seat holder Jan Lammers in pit lane.
Jan, what happened there?
It simply stalled at the start, and you know, you often see that in these situations. You know, you do the complicated things right, we've got the speed together, and then the simple things wrong. So that's what happened.
Frustrating.
Frustrating. That's the business. That's the sport. So I think he can still reconnect at the back of the field because he's just got in front of the safety car. So I'm not sure he will lose the lap. I just have to see. But
a long race yet, though.
A long race. Yeah, a long season.
Thank you.
Slightly downcast, Jan, but I think there'll still be 1 lap down. He nearly went 2 laps down, but that's going to be hard to come back from there. But remember, with the pit stops and perhaps other safety car periods, you never know, you might be able to at least get back onto the lead lap at some point.
Well, that's always possible, and that's got to be the hope that the Netherlands have, is that if there is an incident or a safety car intervention, that they're ahead of the incident, and that allows them to catch up to the chain of cars that he's trying to catch up to right now.
Lights are off on the safety car. They'll be released to race once more once they come around, and everybody will make sure they're well bunched up together, I would think. They don't want to be dropping back. Just saw India going through shot. Remember, we've got new colours on the Indian car. No white on the car. It's all blue. 2 different shades of blue. 1 or 2 other new colour schemes to get used to. Brazil running the silver car with the Dayglow colours. But we're ready for the restart. And it's Danny Watts who leads them once more as they come through the final corner. He's quickly on the power. Look how quickly he got away there. And Portugal under major attack from Ireland. Ireland moving to the outside. Adam Carroll trying to reclaim second position here. And behind them, Neil Yarni is trying to get past Monaco. Switzerland can't quite make it. Adam Carroll goes side by side with Portugal, and he could be in danger of losing his place.
Monaco could have come up the inside. Adam Carroll goes to the right to try and take ground from Portugal, but not far enough up. But we have got to watch Livio Piccioni in that Monaco car. He's just sniffing 4th place that Ireland currently hold.
Yes, that's right. So Adam has to watch his mirrors. And behind them is Malaysia. Faris Fauzi joining in to the fun and games. Great restart by Danny Watts. He sort of found them napping a little bit. Philippe Albuquerque really wasn't on it there. Surprising. He's usually pretty sharp, but he definitely allowed Watts to make the break there, but he has held on to second. Ireland in 3rd, under attack from Team Monaco, the new nation, one of the 2 new nations in A1GP this year, the other being Korea. Korea currently running down in 16th. Take a look at this.
So this is the restart, diving down around the outside, and no contact. So that was away further down the field. Indonesia
and Mexico
David
was on the
Garza
inside.
Mexico in turn 1, just 2 into 1 will not go, and so it's Indonesia pulling across, really not giving Mexico anywhere to go. The Mexican car was there halfway up the length, of the Indonesian car. Satrio Hamanto not really doing an awful lot to help David Garza.
Back with the leaders as they cross the line to complete 4 laps now, and it's Great Britain ahead of Portugal, then Ireland and Monaco. Switzerland, Malaysia follow through, Australia running in 7th, South Africa 8th, New Zealand in 9th, ahead of France, and I think they passed them on that last lap. Mexico is running again after that incident with Indonesia, but way down at the back of the field, although remember, right at the very back, Team Netherlands, they are definitely 1 lap down. Robert Doornbos is a lap down on the rest of the field. There is South Africa's Adrian Zhao, currently running in 8th, but putting John Martin of Australia under pressure. Behind them is Chris van der Drift, making his debut for New Zealand. France's Nicolas Prost is just there, but he was passed on that last lap, as I say, by van der Drift, so something went on between them, and New Zealand were able to take the advantage.
So things beginning to settle down. There's still a long way to go. 46 laps in this race. It's a timed race as well. An hour, 1 minute and 25 seconds is the option if we run out of time. But in the meantime, it's a comfortable 1.1 second lead Great Britain have over Portugal, and the beauty of all that is they've got clear air, and that allows Danny Watts to focus on what's ahead and not have to worry too much at this point between the battle going on for second place with Portugal and Ireland.
So this group, you've got the likes of India towards the back of this group, USA in 12th position, then Lebanon, then India, Italy. Brazil got past Korea on that last lap, but that still only brings Brazil up into 16th place. Disappointment being caught up behind the Dutch car at the start of this one. Great Britain continues to lead, Portugal second, Adam Carroll in for Ireland in third. No doubt looking forward to the pit stops, because the crew very, very fast indeed on their pit stops. And Malaysia sensibly just holding in there at the moment, looking to try and score points in the championship and reclaim the series lead before we go to Sepang in a couple of weeks' time. So Fauzi needs to play a little bit of a patient game, and he's doing so. He's behind Neil Yarni of Switzerland, and of course Malaysia is a track that he knows and loves.
Started 6th, running in 6th. A lap ago he was having a little sniffer back at the back of the Swiss car, but the gap is now pulled out again, so it's all pretty much status quo for the top 6, with Danny Watts, Team GBR, controlling the race, slightly increasing the advantage over Portugal, and Portugal's actually eking away ahead of Ireland now, again about a second of a difference between second and third.
Philippe Albuquerque for Portugal impressed us towards the end of last season with several podium finishes in the latter part. He only contested 5 events, but he was strong, and now he's showing that sort of form again here this weekend. Meanwhile, Faris Fauzi of Malaysia trying to keep up with the reigning champions, Team Switzerland. Well, he is keeping up, but the question is, can he actually go on the attack?
Well, he is on the attack, because he's on power boost right now. He's got 6 shots remaining. He put power boost in, 0.7 of a second behind the Swiss car. He did close up 2 laps ago, battled further down the field.
Yeah, India passed Lebanon a moment ago and trying to stay ahead, as joining into that is Italy, all going through the debris. That's just polystyrene, that won't be a problem.
We saw who actually hit the polystyrene corner markers.
That's right, I think that might have been... Oh, and Brazil having a little look down the inside. I think the corner markers got hit with that incident between Indonesia and Mexico. Yeah, a little earlier on. But this is a good dice going on. Lebanon, Daniel Murad, who took the first ever points for Lebanon at Zandvoort, but then of course he did have that incident with China as well, so he ended up in the barrier and scored points at the same time. Italy behind him, and then the Brazilian car in these unfamiliar colours in A1GP at least, the silver with the Dayglow front and rear wings of the youngster, the 17-year-old Filipe Guimarães, who set some very rapid laps when he was on his own in the sprint race.
Well, he showed great maturity, and he's just going to have to be a little bit patient, waiting for the first pit stop win to open. We're on lap 7, so it's not very far away, and waiting, interesting to see who will take the option to dive into the pit. Ordinarily one would expect the leading cars to take that option, because they do not want to find themselves trapped should we have another safety car intervention.
Absolutely.
Expect Great Britain, Portugal, Ireland, probably Monaco to make that in just over a lap from now.
Still bits of polystyrene flying up through the air, and you can see from the Brazilian car, from the onboard camera. But I don't think that's going to cause any problems. I suppose unless it gets into the air intakes, water radiator coolers, it might cause a problem. Again, look, the polystyrene in the middle of the road there, and it's got hooked up.
Oh, well, that's a problem for Portugal now. That's going to block
Brazil,
out.
yeah.
Brazil is going to block out the air going into the radiator on the right-hand side. That's unfortunate for Brazil. The debris, one of those corner marker indicators, made of polystyrene, of course, with a bit of vinyl covering it to give an indication as to where the corner goes, and the temperature will soar rapidly, in my view, on the Brazil car.
Tell you one thing I hadn't really picked up before, unlike poor old Brazil, is that China have moved up quite a lot in this race. They're 11th. Remember, they started way down in 17th, and Hopin Tung has actually had a first few good laps. But this is a problem. Remember, though, the pit window is
he's also
up.
struggling in the handling. I mean, this is clearly having a major effect on the handling of the car, because one side of the wing